What's up, everybody? It's Dakota with the Amazing World of Detox, and we're going to throw in a update video before I go on vacation to Florida. As you can see here, the 5-gallon is gone. That's a mess down there because I was trying to take it down and rearrange tanks and stuff like that, but I just threw some rocks in there just for some bacteria purposes. I made a bottle filter. There is a sponge. I guess I could turn the lights on just for this tank because I don't really have any lights on it yet, but there is a sponge that I attached to the bottom and it is working, as you can see. And then I just took the pump out of the 5-gallon flue ball just to add some water movement. So, and then of course there's the heater. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's going to be. I'm probably going to put, the plan is at least, is to put 5 Danios in there, zebra Danios. And pretty much I'm just going to use that, or use those fish to keep the tank cycled in between other fish. And then when I get fish to quarantine, they will probably go in the gourami tank. And then possibly once I get this tank broken down and remade or reset up or whatever, those might just be zebra Danios as the schooling fish. So I don't know, we're gonna figure out something, but for right now they're gonna go in here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. But it should be pretty cycled. I mean, I have media and stuff, like you can see the different colors. Some of it's new, some of it's not. Like the rocks and stuff should be all good. The decoration should be, this should be, so should be good, but I need to get some fish in there. So I think I'm going tomorrow to pick up some Danios just to keep that nice and going, or however, whatever. But anyway, this is this tank. This tank hasn't changed a bit, other than they seem to be nibbling on one of the leaves, which is fine. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's known that tiger bars will also nibble at plants from time to time, so it doesn't really bother me. It's not gonna hurt them. It's better than eating fake plants, I suppose. I don't know if they would do that, but you never know. But I haven't seen the snail in a couple days, so I can't really show that. But I did add some leftover wisteria in there, so it's kind of just chilling right now. It might not stay there, but I don't really just want to throw it away because I might use it later on. But this guy back here is growing like a boss. It's almost to the top of the water, so it's doing really good. I don't think it's uprooted. No, it's still good in there. It did get uprooted when I first redid it. What are you looking at, man? You got a problem? Yeah, that's what I thought. But it has since, I guess, rooted in and it's solid. So that's just pure growth, so that's great. They seem to love this setup a lot more. They have not been as aggressive. Essentially what I went for was I wanted to make it to where the water flowed and hit the tank, or hit the glass here, and then dispersed, creating kind of like a stream type effect, so it would go this way. So they, as you can see, they're constantly right here, they're swimming against it, and they seem to love it. And they usually are occupied by swimming. Like, this is all they do right here now, is they'll just sit and they'll go against the current, and they don't mess with each other that much. So that has been a huge help for them. Not that it was like terrible before, but they seem to appreciate that. They also seem to appreciate the more openness because I moved that piece back. And the Cory cats, at least one of them, which one is probably up there, nope. They actually like hiding behind these rocks now. They've kind of figured out that it's a safe place. So you'll see them come out, and then if they ever get bothered, they just run back into the little cave. And I'm pretty sure that's where the snail's hiding out too. I know he's still in here because he's eaten. You can see kind of where he's ran through and did some passes on the algae. But yeah, they seem to like it back there. And then I've trained them. I say train, really they're just searching for food, but in that top cylinder there is where I feed the Cory cats, so that these little jerks can't steal their food. But as you can see, this is what they do. They just kind of swim along the glass there. But anyway, so that's pretty much that tank. It's just kind of doing its thing. Don't really have to do much with it. But come over to this tank. As you can see, the color difference is crazy. But to be completely honest, some people don't like this look. I don't really mind it. Eventually it's going to go away. As I keep doing water changes, it's going to get less and less. It's already less than what it was. But the fish seem to really appreciate it. They really, really like it. And that's all that really matters to me, is the well-being of the fish. As you can see, Porter here, which is what we named him, is pretty much, looks like he's done being camera shy. There was a time when I'd put this thing even somewhat close to him and he would just freak out. I don't know how close I can get. Yeah, see, he doesn't even care anymore. So he's doing great. He loves the tetras. I don't know if he loves them. I'm gonna wipe this off real quick, sorry. I don't know if he loves them, but he really doesn't mess with them. So it's all good there. As you can see, they're doing great, just swimming away. It's not a very tight school, which means they feel pretty comfortable. So what I don't know yet is kind of what the future of this tank is, because there's one kind of down there. I don't know if I want to do all neons or if I want to mix in, because I was talking about putting the Danios in here, so there might be a little bit of a mixture in here. I don't know yet. But with this tank coming down, probably after vacation sometime, I don't really know what the future holds for these two tanks here. Obviously the Gourami's going to stay because he's kind of the spotlight, ooh, a little squeak there, spotlight fish of the tank, and I love him to death. So that's pretty much that tank. Hasn't really changed much. The rock's doing great. They haven't killed the fish, so that's good. I haven't really checked on the plants, honestly. As you can see, some new sprouting there, new sprouting there. I've shown this multiple times. Kind of just waiting for them to grow. But here's the big change for this week, which I know I've been talking about, is his tank. So as you can see, it's now tanniny. I don't know if that's a word, but that's what we're using because I put real wood in there. I got sick of the fake wood, as you can see there. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't like the I've never been a huge fan of the fake stuff. Not that it's bad, don't take it that way, because it's not bad, but for my personal taste, I like the real creek rocks and the real wood and the real plants. That's always been what intrigued me, so that's what we're going with. That's why I'm trying to get rid of that thing. But when I first started, or kind of got into it, it's kind of all I had could get my hands on, because I didn't know where to go or where to look and stuff like that. So slowly but surely we're replacing it. But let's go ahead and talk about this tank. The layout itself hasn't changed that much. The sword is still over here to the left. I don't want to move that because he knows where that's at and he loves that spot, so I'm not gonna freak him out too much. But as you can see, the stir-by-cories are much more active. They love this tank, absolutely adore it. They're usually on the ground, not moving, kind of just lazy. Now they're up against the glass, which ignore the dirty glasses because I redid everything, so I didn't really clean it off. So yeah, ignore that. But they seem to love swimming in the back, up in the bubbles. Again, they're acting like normal cories, so I think I definitely did them justice. And he just doesn't care. He's just a little turd nugget. So as you can see, he's kind of still healing. He kind of went through a rough thing there. Now the water is finally medicine free, so I'm hoping he's gonna be a-okay. But I did up the the flow of the water, just for the cory cat's sake. As you can see, it's not like pushing him around, so it's not like crazy high. But I did add some safe spots. So behind the log is a safe spot, as far as he can go back there with no water current. Of course, his plant is a safe spot. And then the problem area is the middle, down here by these rocks. And as you can see, I put a cave that goes all the way through and around. So if he wants to chill in the middle, he can go in there. But really why I did this is because the I'll walk over here real quick. Let's see, these things, okay, whatever these are, wafers, they all fish will pretty much attack them. it's just fish food. So I try to keep the other fish away from as much as possible, and for a beta, the best way to do that is water current. So it's hard for him to swim around this area here, with just how the water is. I mean, he can, but he does struggle. So as you can see, he kind of stays away. He'll swim around the other way and go the back way, but that's where I feed them. They can obviously endure some of that flow. So they eat down there. I mean, he still gets a nibble every now and then, but for the most part, it's all good, and they eat well. As if you've seen them lately, you could tell they eat well. They're freaking little chunks. But yeah, everything's good here. He seems to like the new tank. I'm hoping the tannins make him a little bit more happy, because after I did that to the beta above, that beta took off. So I'm hoping this tannin water here will help him, just boost him back to perfect health. Not necessarily saying he's not at perfect health, but his tail has been kind of so we're gonna try to get him back up to speed. But the new tank should definitely help, so it's a lot more natural. But anyway, up to this tank. Okay, so as you can see, it's a really nasty tank. It's really nasty. Okay, I'm having some serious diatom algae issues, which necessarily isn't a bad thing, but it's definitely the ugliest thing ever. It's coating all the leaves, as you can see. The fish are fine, they're all healthy. I'm also having some fungus or bacteria, I don't know what that is. I've seen it grow in wisteria before, but I do need to go in there and kind of clean it up. But as you can see, I did get some help. That is a red tiger narite snail. As you can see, he's doing some crazy work. I mean, he's a lone snail. So I've had him for like 2 days, I think, 2 or 3 days, and he's done all that by himself. So that, I mean, that's caked on there. So I mean, he's doing pretty good for me not having to do anything. I can't complain. But I think his name is Betsy, which is kind of interesting, but I don't do the names. So as you can see, the Cories are doing fine, as active as ever. And little Eric up here, he'll show his face, it's kind of hiding, but he's doing absolutely fine. He's made the most progress of all my fish, and he's been doing just great. But this is on the list, probably next, to get a little bit of a rehaul or update. I kind of like the mix of the lighter gravel with the darker gravel. It just adds a little bit something different, some contrast. And I'm slowly but surely getting rid of these zebra rocks, which I don't hate, but I do like the small clusters better. Plus I can make caves, a lot of caves and stuff. So, but what I'm doing with these, I'm gathering them up. I'll gather these once I rip this tank down, and I'm stacking them down here for my 40 breeder, because I'm probably going to try to do some type of rock formation with all the zebra rocks in here, because they're just bigger and they're going to look better. They're going to fill the space better. So that's kind of the plans with those. But other than that, not really much going on. The tanks are doing great, the fish are doing great, and I love how those tanks look like they connect. So I like how they're the same color water and everything. It just kind of works out. It's cool. But all the fish are doing great. We're soon to get fish in here, probably tomorrow. And then I'm researching on what to get for some of these other tanks. So I don't know. We're gonna get 2 10-gallons there too, which will be beta tanks. So and then I'm also trying to get more Cories in here, and I don't know where the pepper Cories are going, so I'm holding off on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any more suggestions, I've heard the last few. I heard about like glass catfish and I think mollies. I'm pretty sure that's what I remember. But I am hearing those and I'm looking into them. It's cool to hear what you guys enjoy and what you guys keep. Actually, what would be cool is if you put what you actually have right now, or at least maybe 1 tank, in the comments. So if you feel free to do that, and I will, because I'm always intrigued to see what people have, because I know there's cichlid people and stuff like that. But yeah, feel free to share what you have, or maybe just what your favorite fish is, or what you want to keep, and I'll definitely chat with you in the comments. But until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.